Welcome to St. Petersburg Together. I'm your host, Janis Ford. The city of St. Petersburg has a lot to offer its residents, from the beautiful waterfront parks to the wonderful neighborhoods. But sometimes finding an affordable home is one of those neighborhoods can be difficult. Joining us today to talk about how the city can help make home ownership dreams come true is Housing Director Joshua Johnson and Housing Finance Coordinator Linda Byars. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Good. So we're going to help some folks afford their dreams today, right?
Yes, we are.
Okay. Tell me, how many programs do the Housing and Community Development Department administer for the city?
Yes. We administer the Community Development Block Grant Program. That program usually provides public assistance to agencies that assist low and moderate income people. It provides homeless assistance, and it provides tenant-based rental assistance for folks who are very low income. It also provides infrastructure improvements, the pavement of streets, emplacement of sidewalks, curbs and gutters, and restructuring or refurbishing of obsolete old buildings for use that will provide and help low and moderate income people. We have the home program. That is strictly a housing program that provides single family down payment assistance. We also provide multifamily rental development assistance to developers of multifamily units, some of which we hope you have on display so that the public can see. We also have the Emergency Solutions Grant. That provides operating costs to public service agencies to help them as they provide homeless and other special needs assistance to our low and moderate income people in the city. We have the Neighborhood Stabilization Program. That is a grant that was awarded for local governments whose local communities were hard hit by foreclosure, to purchase available foreclosed properties, redevelop them, and put them back to productive use. You either rehab them, demolish them, and build a new unit, or you demolish them and put the property in a land bank for future use. You also had a requirement where 25% of the funding was supposed to be provided to assist nonprofits to provide housing for low and moderate income people whose incomes were a maximum of 50%. We also have the State Housing Initiative Partnership Program.
Wow.
And that program we use to provide down payment assistance, closing costs, rehabilitation, emergency repairs, and barrier-free assistance.
Now, this is a lot of information, so we're going to be putting, information up on the screen too while we're talking about some of these programs that you are administering, because it is a lot of information. Now, what are some of the successful projects that you all have completed for the city or in the process of doing right now?
Okay, we have completed, I would consider all of our single family programs or housing assistance to be successful.
Okay.
But we have also assisted in producing some very beautiful multifamily developments. We have the Urban Edge, we have the Booker Creek Apartments, Campbell Landings. They have just been completed, and some are still accepting applications for tenants. We have the Portland City Place, and quite a few others.
Yeah, I can attest to the fact, because I've been to quite a few of those grand openings, and they are absolutely beautiful. Beautiful projects that you all have done, so you should be very proud of that. And is there ever a waiting list for folks to try and get into those units?
Yeah, usually when they are in process of being constructed, the developer would announce that they're accepting applicants or tenants. And I think that Campbell Landings, that's one of the most recent that has been opened, is full to capacity. It's 100%. As a matter of fact, the state has indicated on their affordable housing site that they're 100% capacity.
Okay.
Then there is the Urban Edge. They're still accepting applications for some part of their development because it's a multifamily and an elderly. It's two different developments within one
Building.
right.
Oh, okay. And that that's located on ML King, isn't it? Is that
No,
this
that's
location?
right across, down the street, across from the Beacon of St.
Oh,
Pete.
okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's right. That's right.
Right.
Now, what part does nonprofit housing providers play in delivery of affordable housing here?
Okay, they play a very important part in delivery of services in general, not just affordable housing, but also in affordable housing. For example, the federal government funds the city. We have to provide 15% of our annual entitlement to nonprofit entities to assist with operations because they do what we do not do. They help the homeless. They help folks who are special needs, the elderly with particular types of service requirements. So our nonprofits, they run the gamut from BOLI centers who provide housing assistance through direct housing and through tenant-based rental assistance that we provide to them. We have agencies like Catholic Charities who provide housing counseling and provide homeless assistance. They service homeless people, have them in residence. St. Petersburg Neighborhood Home Solutions, they provide housing counseling, which we need for our clients.
Right.
When they would like to purchase a home, they need to have that certificate. Then we have agencies like St. Vincent de Paul. They provide direct meal assistance to homeless people.
Right.
And so we provide them funding for operations.
So you have a lot of collaborators that you
Yes.
work with, and I know that we had neighborhood home services
Yes.
on the program, and they talked about a lot of the educational programs that they have. That is very important now for people to make sure that they educate themselves on home buying, what all of that entails, because a lot of people just, it's the American dream, but once you get into it, it's a lot of hard work.
And they don't
Yes.
teach it in high school. They
No.
should,
Exactly.
but they don't teach it in public schools, the economics of home ownership, which
Yeah.
is really important.
Right, because we've been hard hit with foreclosures here
Yes.
as well,
Yes.
as well as nationwide. We've had a lot of that going on here. Would you discuss the working to improve our neighborhood program? Is that the WIN program?
The WIN program has been in place probably 20 or 25
Yes, it's
years.
been around for a while.
It has a reputation, and those programs are multiple, and they're designed to help citizens of the city of St. Petersburg with home improvements, if you will, home repair, emergency repair, health and safety issues within the home. The city provides through the SHIP and the home programs assistance for repair of leaking roofs, electrical hazards, plumbing issues. Any health safety issue is available through the emergency repair loan, which is a maximum loan amount of $20,000. It's repaid monthly over a period of 15 years. Payments as low as $9.75 or as high as $106, depending on the applicant's ability to repay the loan.
But you have to be in a certain
Income bracket.
income bracket.
That's
okay.
correct. All of our loans are eligible to what we call income eligible homeowners and potential homeowners.
Right.
And those levels are established by HUD for the St. Petersburg geographic area, which includes Pinellas County, Clearwater, Largo, and the Tampa area. Right now, the median household income for a family of 4 persons is $57,400. The income limits for our program are adjusted according to family size. So anyone who meets those income limits at or below can apply and be eligible for the emergency repair program I described, or if their house is beyond emergency repair and there is a need for housing rehabilitation to cure code deficiencies found within the home, then that loan then goes to as high as $60,000.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Have you ever come across any one who their home is just beyond repair or rehabilitation? What happens in circumstances like that?
There are occasions when that would occur, and we use every option available to bring the house up to code. We can often arrange for relocation into another residence,
Right.
either through our NSP program that we discussed a little bit earlier, or finding them assistance in one of the facilities that Joshua described and defined prior to that.
That was
But
going to be my question. Would they be relocated into one of the housing programs that you have now, the homes that you all have rehabbed?
yeah, that's very possible if the applicant is eligible from an income standpoint and has the ability to pay the taxes and the insurance and make the mortgage payment. Yeah, there's a possibility that we could work with that homeowner to relocate them into another facility, whether it be a new home, or there's been times back several years ago we actually were moving homes onto lots and so forth.
Wow.
And those programs were successful. In addition to our rehab program and our emergency repair program, we have what we call Barrier Free, which is a handicap retrofit program, and that does include a $3,000 grant that's available to homeowners and to renters.
Oh, okay.
Anything beyond $3,000, which generally will pay for grab bars and ramps and such as that, we can go to $15,000 as a loan for homeowners and do more.
But the grant is a grant, and they don't have to repay that.
There is no
right?
repayment on the grant up to $3,000. And we work very closely in that regard with our N team, our neighborhoods team of individuals who can assist with painting, yard cleanup, and other items that are not really eligible for loan, or it wouldn't be economically feasible to do a loan, but they can help elderly primarily and those that are disabled or handicapped. The N team works very closely with the housing department and the codes compliance department.
I've worked very closely with the NT through the years, and they do wonderful work.
They do wonderful work. And so we formed a very extensive partnership with them, as with the codes department, to try to reach out to as many homeowners as we can for those construction loan programs. But then for those that don't own a home, of course, we have the purchase assistance program.
Wow.
Purchase assistance.
You got everything to meet every gamut.
Every housing need we can address in the housing department. That's what we do, using state and federal funds for affordable housing. That's basically our mission. Our purchase assistance program, again, we use the same income limits. We provide 10% down payment immediately and up to a maximum of $5,000 to assist with the closing costs. Now, giving or having available that 10% builds one, immediate equity. It lowers the monthly payment on the first mortgage, and it reduces the cost of the reoccurring mortgage insurance premium that's required under the FHA program. So it's a win-win program for everyone. And we do a lot of purchase assistance. We also do purchase assistance in conjunction with our Homes for Sale program, which is an NSP program. The homes that Joshua mentioned that we have built or rehabbed for home ownership are currently available with assistance from the SHIP in the Home program, and additional assistance available for those buying the NSP home from the NSP program. Up to a maximum of $7,000, and that loan has no payment and is forgiven after 15 years of occupancy.
Okay, so but the important thing is it's forgiven if you are still in the home.
That's correct. Now, under the SHIP and Home programs, repayment of that 10% plus closing cost loan is basically repaid over a 10-year period. And at the end of 10 years, the remaining balance, which equates to 50% of the loan amount, is forgiven. So it's an incentive for the
certainly
home
is.
buyer to stay in the home. And that's what we want to do, is keep folks in the home. Our programs have been successful over the years in that we've had folks stay in homes for 15 to 30 years.
Wow.
And that's the success of the
Right.
home ownership purchase assistance programs.
Well, and also the success is you're all definitely helping people realize their dream of home ownership.
Correct,
you
we
know,
are.
All right, and I would like to add two more to that. We have a program for rental assistance that provide rent and utility hookups through Catholic Charities. This is for people whose incomes are at or below 30% of the area median income. These are people who are either homeless or at risk of becoming homeless. Catholic Charities are funded annually so that they can provide them 3 months of rent.
Wow.
And it's expected that after 3 months of rent, they can find a job and continue to pay their rent on their own.
Wow.
Then we have a rental rehabilitation program that's scheduled to start in the new fiscal year, October 1, that provides rental assistance in the form of emergency repairs or
rental
rehabilitation repairs for rental property owners.
Oh, okay.
But their minimum units have to be 3. They can have no less than 3 units in one building.
Okay.
And we provide up to $20,000 per unit, $60,000 per building. And they would have to match that with 75% of their money to do the rehab. So we're trying to encourage them to improve the rental units for low and moderate income people.
Oh, okay, so these are for rental,
Investors.
Investors, oh,
Right.
okay, all right. Now, what exactly, the Neighborhood Stabilization Program, does that entail all of these programs? Is that something separate, or how does that
Well,
work?
it's a separate funding source through the
Okay.
neighborhood stabilization, and when we sell those homes, then we take the net proceeds from the sale and reinvest that into neighborhood stabilization for construction of new homes
Oh, okay.
on lots that we have available for future development.
Okay.
But it is funded through the neighborhood stabilization program in conjunction with the Home Investment Partnership Program and the State Housing Initiative Partnership Program.
Okay, so what is the eligibility criteria for the Neighborhood Stabilization funding?
Okay, a household has to be below the income of 120% to participate in the purchase of a home. We sell homes to anyone within that range, 120 up to 50%. We've assisted some households that were 50%, which is usually not the case because 50% of median family income means that you right on the edge. But some folks have been able to meet the criteria.
So Joshua, tell me about let's talk about these medium incomes and falling below poverty and what exactly does that mean? If somebody's
Okay.
watching this show, what does that mean, you know, because they may not understand that
Okay.
concept.
I would have to.
You
look
have
at
to
the
have
chart.
some type of income.
Yes.
Right, okay.
For example, for a household of 2, for the Neighborhood Stabilization Program, your annual income would be $55,200.
Okay.
For a household of 4, that goes to $68,800.
Okay.
So for a household of 1, a single person, that's $48,240.
Okay.
And as you drop or decrease, for example, a household of 50%, that for 1 person that's 20,100.
Okay.
For a 4-person household,
Kind of more of the norm.
at 50%,
That's more than
that's 34,400.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right, so, okay, I understand where you're coming from now. Now, and hope that also, you know, alleviate some of the confusion about when you say, you know, below the medium, you
Right.
know, income and what have you, that's what that means.
That's what that means.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's, we're talking about the eligible criteria for the neighborhood stabilization funding.
Yes, there's a higher limit at 120 to allow a potential home buyer to purchase an NSP property, if they're at 80% or less, they're eligible for more funding than they would be if they're at a higher income level.
Okay.
If they are over 80 and purchase an NSP home, then their eligibility would require they only receive $6,000 in assistance that they repay over a 10-year period at $50 a month. Of course, all of our loan programs are at 0% to make them extremely affordable. But those of a higher income limit between 80 and 120 have the ability to buy a larger home, a more expensive home, and have a higher mortgage payment.
Okay.
But those at 50, and you're looking at someone in the
$20,000
$20,000 range,
Yeah.
they're going to need a little bit more help
Right.
and a lower monthly payment
Exactly.
to allow them to buy the same home.
Right.
So that's why HUD says we're going to adjust those limits based on family size, because the more income coming into the household, the more that's affordable,
Right.
and vice versa.
Right. Now, give me some contact information for folks who are watching and say, well, you know, even though we've got information up on the screen about these different programs, how can they contact and speak to someone directly?
They can always call me, Linda Byars. I'm there every day, Monday through Friday. My number is 727-892-5572. Be more than happy to help homeowners, home buyers, or those that need assistance otherwise, whether it be rental. We have all the contact information in our office. We've got Sheila Green, who's our housing finance officer, who does our emergency repair and rehab underwriting and processing. And myself, I do a lot of home buyers and work with the lenders and so forth. But again, 727-892-5572. And a great source of information is the city's website.
Exactly.
We
I was
try
going to
to
ask you for that address.
We try to keep that updated because, like everything, changes occur daily.
Exactly.
So it's World Wide Web, of course, and that's stpete.org, stpete.org/housing. On that website, on the left side of the page, is a menu of items, including neighborhood stabilization, home buyer, home repair, and other information.
Other grant programs, the regulations that go with those programs. Yes.
All that
documents.
information is out there.
Yes, it
Yes.
is.
And
Yes,
I would
it is.
encourage people to go out there to get a better understanding
Right.
of what it is that you have to offer and whether or not they qualify for it.
And I'd like to give a plug into Neighborhood Home Solutions. Our educational partner provides the home ownership training and issues the certificates of completion, which is a requirement of our program for home ownership.
Okay.
Right.
Currently, how many homes are available for sale?
Right now, it's 8 it's 9, a total of 9, 8 new homes and 1 rehabilitated home through the neighborhood stabilization program.
And
And folks can go out and
and-
actually
look at them?
buy,
Sure can.
they can look at other homes
Okay.
that are not neighborhood stabilization and go to their lender and come to the city to receive assistance with down payment assistance.
Okay.
So we assist in both ways.
And you also build new homes too, right? And
Neighborhood stabilization.
Neighborhood
yes.
stabilization.
How many lots do you have available in order to do that?
Approximately 50 lots.
Whoa, that's
And
a
what
lot.
That's
what
awful.
we're yes, what we're doing now is, as Linda said earlier, as we sell homes, we pool the resources, the proceeds from those sales, and we go out and build additional homes. So we recycle it until we hopefully deplete the inventory of lots.
Do you all have a blueprint of the homes that you're all going to build? I mean, who decides the style of the home and
Good
all
question.
of that?
It is a good question,
Yeah.
but
Good,
right
good
now,
question, right?
right now we work with American Homes.
Okay.
Is building homes. They have their models that they
Okay.
build, and then Griffin Construction is building a city-designed home.
Right, but right now, what we're doing is we're going out for an RFP to solicit proposals from builders so that they can give us their designs for the remaining units that we're going to build.
Okay.
And so what they will look like now, we don't know yet because we haven't gone out to
But they're,
propose the RFP.
but they're mostly 3-bedroom, 2-bath homes anywhere from 1,300 to 1,500 square feet.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Well, you know, we are definitely going to have to do a part
Part two.
to get all of this information. It's wonderful information, and we feel that folks out there need to know it. But in the meantime, I'm going to have you to repeat the phone number and the website so people can actually go out and look at the website and gather more information. But I will invite you all to come back on the show, and we can do a part two because we need to cover a lot more information.
And some success stories and
Exactly.
some folks that we've assisted might be able to come forward and
Testimonials.
Testimony.
Like to see some of the photographs to have up on the screen
Sure.
of the homes.
Right.
So we'll make sure that we schedule you to come back and we'll do part two.
Great.
But give me that contact
Okay.
information again.
my number direct is 727-892-5572, or they can call the department at 727-893-7247 and visit our website at stpete.org/housing or /NSP for Neighborhood Stabilization Program.
And they can call me at 727-892-5585.
All right. Thank you again for joining us, and here's the contact information again on the screen. And if you would like to learn more about what we've talked about today, to contact the numbers that you see and then go to the website. And stay tuned for part two of the City Housing Department. Thank you.
Thank you.